everybody, welcome back to TrainWorldTV. Today's video is very simple. We're going to be talking about how to diagnose and troubleshoot shorts that happen on your layout. And due to a previous video with installing circuit breakers, it's very easy to diagnose and find those shorts and get those taken care of. So with that said, let's get started right now. Okay, so we've got this in kind of handheld camera mode, but as you can see, the layout has quite a bit of space around. Now, what if you have an issue and you don't know how to find it? Well, that is where we went over districting your areas. So I have this broken into District 1, which is from the edge of the bridge closest to the camera on this side to the edge of the bridge furthest from the camera on that side. And then we have District 2, which starts this way, going from this further edge of the bridge all the way to isolation joiners I covered right here on this plumbing here. And then we have the beginning of District 3, going all the way around to this point right here by the switch. And that begins District 4 around the roundhouse back to this bridge. And that is the main line districts. There will also be yard districts when the yard's laid. This will be a yard district here for the roundhouse. There'll be a yard district here for what's called the auto rack yard, and a yard district for the peninsula. And I showed you how to wire those districts, so you may be familiar with what you're going to see next, which is these NCE circuit breakers. And they are not fixed except for one of them, which is kind of in place because I just wired everything for operations for now. But when you power these on, you have a little indicator light on each one. And you can even put these little flags, which I'll show you in a minute, on the wires to help you easily identify which district you have. But these little LED lights are on, and that actually indicates that the circuit breaker is not in a tripped mode. If there's a metal connection, one of these would be lit or would not be lit. So for example, that light would go out. So if I got to a point on my layout where my locomotive stopped, I could come under here and see which circuit breaker is not lit. Now, let's say it's not lit and it's District 1 that's not lit. Then my next step for troubleshooting is to go along the tracks and find out what is going on. Maybe take a vacuum with a sock over it or a stocking over it and vacuum this whole district if you don't see anything evident. But if you look closely and you see something wrong, such as here we have a file laying across both tracks, well, there is your short, because anything that bridges one track to another is going to create a short. Now, we're not talking about lines here. That can also create a short, but if for some odd reason you had both of these tracks bridged together, that wouldn't be a problem, or both of these tracks. But once you have two of the same line bridged together, that will create a short. It could be something like a screw laying across the track or anything. Sometimes it's real small, a metal shaving that just happens to be long enough to reach both sides. And that's why I suggest taking something like a vacuum with a stocking over it, like a shop vac, and sucking up the whole area as long as your ballast is glued down to find out if anything is on the track. But it is much easier to do that in one area versus the whole thing. If we only have to go from that edge of the bridge there to this edge of the bridge here, that's a lot easier than having to go all the way around the whole layout. And that is why we have districts, and that is how you troubleshoot those Well, pretty simple, huh? I hope you were able to learn something from this video on how to diagnose and troubleshoot shorts on your layout with some of the techniques that I provided in both this video and the video on circuit breakers. It'll make it very easy to detect what's going wrong and get it fixed so you're back to running trains. Thanks for watching right here on TrainWorld TV, and we'll see you next time.